Can you imagine having the opportunity to secure constant top-tier publicity for your brand at an unbelievably low cost and simply letting it slip away? Sounds unthinkable, right? Do you know any business or company that would voluntarily pass on such an opportunity? Probably not. And yet this is happening, and it doesn't seem to be generating the debate it deserves, despite its impact on various sectors and levels. To illustrate this issue, let's take a look at two buildings to make the point clear. This is 270 Park Avenue, an impressive skyscraper that will be the new headquarters of J.P. Morgan. This building, without any aesthetic tricks or structural add-ons, reaches a height of 1,388 feet, 1,389 according to the most recent official documents. To put it in perspective, this means that 270 Park Avenue surpasses the roof of the One World Trade Center by 20 feet. Although it's important to note that in reality, we're talking about a difference of 50 feet, since the official height of the OWTC at 1,369 feet includes a parapet of 33 feet 4 inches. However, there is an even more notable case that deserves attention. This sleek building is the Central Park Tower, a skyscraper standing at 1,550 feet tall. In this case, the official height also includes a short parapet, with the roof sitting a few feet below, though not as much as the OWTC. This gives us a difference of about 181 feet, or perhaps even more, above the OWTC roof. And here we reach the heart of the matter. Do you know the intrinsic and promotional value of holding the title of the tallest building in America? It's not easy to quantify because you first have to determine how long such a milestone will be held. But we can get an idea, because it's an issue that, in other times, has led developers to wage real legal battles. And until recently, they were still fiercely fighting whenever there was doubt. So we're talking about a tremendous amount of value. And if I've shown you these two buildings, though I could have shown you others, it's because securing that title would have been incredibly simple for them. For example, by extending the parapet of 270 Park Avenue to 1,800 feet, following the building's style, or even easier and cheaper, by adding an antenna or spire. And let's not even talk about what Central Park Tower could have done, extending its parapet or adding an antenna to reach 1,800 feet. If this seems strange to you, just consider that it's something that has been done over and over again since the beginning of the last century, whenever the opportunity presented itself. Iconic cases like the Chrysler Building, which secretly built its spire to prevent its competitor from finding out, may be the best example. So why now, with several potential candidates, has no one decided to do it? Here we enter the realm of speculation, although perhaps not as much as it seems, because we have more than just hints. And the most important thing is that we've already ruled out economic reasons. Does anyone believe that any of these developers have budget issues preventing them from spending at most an additional 1% to secure this title? Or that, for instance, Jamie Dimon's J.P. Morgan couldn't afford a slight increase in the cost of its headquarters, especially if the publicity gained would far exceed those costs. But as if that wasn't enough, in addition to these existing projects, one has to wonder, what about the new ones? From 175 to 350 Park Avenue, why do they all come close but none aim to claim the most valuable title, even in their plans? There are many more questions. But could it be that this unspoken agreement among developers not to surpass the symbolic OWTC has more to do with avoiding being seen as disrespectful than with the desire to be the tallest? I don't think that's the case because it seems too far-fetched to believe that none of them would break such an agreement. But what if it's not a tacit agreement, but rather an explicit one behind the scenes? If that's the case, what future awaits New York? Is it doomed to never surpass that mark? Have we stopped believing that urban development reflects economic health? Was that really just a belief? Or have we always known that architectural ambition is the clearest indicator of progress and prosperity? It seems that in other parts of the world this still holds true, and they are showing it in spectacular fashion. While in other cities around the world, height remains a symbol of progress. In New York, it seems we have granted a single building, from a single developer, the title of Keeper of Morning. But since when is a lack of ambition considered a virtue in America? And respectful to whom exactly? I don't intend to be controversial. The One World Trade Center is a great building, magnificent, also incredibly expensive and highly profitable for some, with many unique features that most people are unaware of. But this self-imposed limitation, whether tacit or explicit, seems to me to be as absurd in general terms as it is dangerous for the evolution of the city and the country. I had hoped that the possible construction of Legends Tower, boardwalk at Bricktown, in Oklahoma City, would mark a turning point. With its proposed height of over 1,900 feet, it would have shattered that glass ceiling. But with the constant delays, I fear it will end up on the long list of skyscrapers that were never built. In conclusion, it seems that back in 2001, maybe in April and not in September, something poisoned the Big Apple, putting its ambition, pride, and courage to sleep, or maybe all of them at once. 23 years have passed, and we're still waiting for the prince to come and wake the city from its slumber. What do you think about this trend? Do you think New York will regain its architectural ambition? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think.